welcome to Living Magically. I am your host, Magical Michelle, and may the 4th be with you. Of course, I'm recording this on May the 4th. It might actually be a different day when you receive this, but I think May the 4th definitely is something to look at, something to celebrate, because the energy is just exactly that. What is it that you actually are doing with your personal energy field? This is about stabilization. We have had all this Aries energy, and now we're in Taurus. We're in the month of May, and it's a lovely month. And the astrology is sound for building. It's sound for having May momentum. And when I look at this, like the ignition was set, the fire was set, and now we are in the becoming. We're in the liminal in between, but stabilizing. So we get to have miracles. We get to have magic. We get to have this opportunity for miracles, right? But we're also maybe feeling a little hungover. The Scorpio full moon was a doozy. And I think people aren't talking about this Pluto retrograde quite enough. Pluto retrograde in Aquarius is happening this week, and we're feeling that shift. We've had no planets retrograde for the last 6 weeks. Hallelujah. It's been wonderful. But if you're starting to slow down, if you're starting to feel the fatigue, I'm going to call this the start of a review, and it's a long one. It isn't going to be all at once. Pluto retrograde is going to go all the way to October 15th, but we're looking at our habits. We're looking at our bigger picture. We're looking at, okay, we've made a decision on what we're going to grow. And really, I think this really does go all the way through high growth season. So we're in this Beltane energy, and Beltane isn't a day, it's a season. In fact, Tuesday is astrological Beltane. That's true Taurus, the 15th degree of Taurus. We're going to see that on 5/5, Cinco de Mayo, and the 5/5 activation. And I see 5 as a number of freedom. And it's interesting because there was a lot of cards today really representing that. I pulled the freedom card, the dragon fly. Earlier in my coaching call, my very first call this morning, we pulled the compassion card, love in action. And there's really specific wording. I want to read this to you. And thank you, of course, Felicia, for this deck. It's an amazing deck. The awakening. I create change through each act of compassion. Suffering is pain without an end. Where in my life am I holding on to suffering? Am I ready to let it go? That's Pluto in retrograde right there. Seek ways to nurture your well-being. Practice love in action. What truly lifts your spirit? And embody. Today, I am guided by compassion. And I love this line so much. I choose freedom over suffering. So there's a lot of 1 energy. There's a lot of 5 energy. So when you add up 5/5, it's a 10. When you add up 5/4 and 1, it's a 10. So that's all 1. It's a 1 year. We're in these opportunities to set yourself free from old habits, old patterns, old experiences. And I talked to another person, another coaching client today. And what I said was, it's got to be May, not to play on the song, but to play on the song, right? This is the moment. If you have been putting it off, there's something you need to do. Now is the time, and the time is now. You've got to do it, or you're going to get yourself in trouble. So anything you've been putting off will come kind of back to bite you if you don't take care of it now. You've got a little time, but not very long, because we're out of eclipse season. We're in between eclipse seasons. But August comes along and we start a new eclipse cycle. We start seeing things changing, big things changing. We'll see over the summer, we'll see Jupiter move from Cancer to Leo. We're going to see more fire signs this season over the summer. So right now it's a little gentler. Cancer, Jupiter loves to be in Cancer. It's exalted there. So how are you anchoring this end of that 1 year cycle? You've got a couple more months. How are you stabilizing your life? How are you becoming more authentic? You're not becoming something different. In fact, we talked today, again, had a lot of coaching today. Can you tell I've been busy? But it's all on the top of my head, right? One of the things we talked about was radical self-reliability, radical self-sovereignty. And in that creates endless opportunities. If you take accountability, if you take control, if you decide, I'm going to really dedicate my new version of me into the habits that support me, into the devotion of creating, into the experience of tending the garden, growing something for the long haul, instead of trying to make something new, fixing what is already there and or giving more energy to what is already there. This isn't about becoming something new. This is about getting rid of everything that isn't authentically you. This is about not putting up with something that is no longer right for you, not doing it out of habit and not doing it out of obligation if it's really not authentic for you anymore. This is a moment where you can have good food, good friendship, good love, and compassion for yourself and for those around you. So there is a bonding moment. Taurus loves to be, it's a Venus ruled sign. It loves to be in partnership. So what are you partnering with? Who do you partner with well? And getting rid of those who are not team players, because we also don't want to be doing for someone. We're not carrying people on our backs anymore. We're co-creating. So are you able to co-create with the people around you? And if not, then this might be an opportunity for you to see where in your life you can partner. What lights you up? Yesterday's big lesson for me was, I said, well, I'm just not finding joy in this thing anymore. And I said to the universe and everybody around me, I am looking for something that lights me up. And it wasn't 30 minutes later that it was very clear what lights me up. Now, I might be going, oh, what did I get myself into? Except, here's the thing. I got myself into growth. I got myself into the next layer. And we're all doing that, right? We can't be the old version of us. We have to be something else. And if you need a little help with that, if you're shifting identities or shifting timelines, now is the time. It is a great time. I'm running a mini Design Your Destiny, which means 3 sessions, because I'm very clear that right now people need to go all the way in their work. So commit to 3 sessions and see how far we can go together. And I do believe that this is the time. So if you're ready to shift that identity, if you're ready to overcome the old and really anchor into the version of you that is being asked for, that you're asking for, I do have a little bit of room on my calendar. I'm super excited. I'm going to be traveling some, so I'm focusing for the next few months on one-on-one sessions versus in-person experiences. I've got one tonight at Soul Circle, and we have our last Soul Circle for a little bit of time. That's Monday night at the ashram. We'll be doing obviously tonight, and if you're watching this later, Monday night is the cacao ceremony on the 4th, May the 4th, and we also have a singing bowl, a gong ceremony, a music ceremony with Egyptian oil anointing, our last one for the season with Patrick on the following Monday. So these two little in-person events will be the last ones for a little bit while I go do some travel, because it's that time of year again where I'm going to be going to Ohio, and I'm going to visit Kansas, and I'm going to England. So there is maybe just one spot left. If you're looking to go to England, I could probably squeeze someone in if you want to see all the sacred Isle of England and the Avalon energy and Glastonbury and the stone circles. If that's been really calling to you, I could squeeze one more person or one couple in at this last stage of the game. We'll be leaving right after midsummer. Anyway, I just want you to know this is the time for growth. It's high growth season. The seed is planted. The spark is already lit, and now is your time. Move forward fearlessly. There's endless opportunities. There is freedom, but freedom comes from knowing what you want, asking for what you want, creating what you want. You can't do that just by sitting here waiting for something to change. Change is coming, and you get to choose. You get to choose to surrender to the flow. You get to choose to create action. You get to recognize that there's no fear in love. There isn't. You can't be in fear and love in the same time. You can't be in gratitude and lack at the same time. So I'm going to invite you to elevate your thoughts, your words, and your choices, and ask, even if you have no idea how to get there, ask your friends, ask your guides, ask those that support you. I'm growing. I don't know what the new version of me is like. How do you see that? How can you support me? It's okay to ask for the support, because you will be shown, you will be given it. And if you don't have someone you can ask your guides. I really do believe that the guides, energy, creator, angels, masters, team in spirit are able to give you more information if you ask for their guidance, for their help. This is how it starts unraveling for you. This is how it comes in with grace and ease and love and joy. So with all of this, I'm going to keep it really short today. The energy of this week is stabilization. It's about forward momentum. It is about the depth of just putting in a little bit of action and a little bit of effort into the next version of you. The work here is creating the identity and becoming that frequency, becoming that vibration, and doing the things that version of you will do and does, because that's how you're going to anchor it. That's how you're going to make your garden grow. This is definitely that planting the garden and also moving forward with that growth in every area of your life. So if you want freedom, find a way to release that which is holding you back. We're becoming untethered. We are not tied down to the old version of us anymore. It's just better this way. And I love you. May the 4th be with you. May the activation of the 5-5, which is the energy of a new beginning and freedom, be with you this week, all through this week. May you anchor love, magic, miracles, and the energy of May.